Hi, my name is Natasha Zudina and I'm a founder of the Project Open Window. Project Open Window provides tips on how to treat and defeat autism. For more information, please check out our website www.theprojectopenwindow.com. Today, I want to talk about how to set up your goals, or your child goals actually, in terms of defeating autism. Goals nowadays are a very hot topic. There's a lot of information available from much better speakers than I am about how to set up your goals and how to achieve them. Therefore, it's not what I'm going to talk about. I just want to share my personal story on how setting up the goals helped me to help my child defeat autism. My son was diagnosed with a severe form of autism at the age of 4.5. 2 years prior to that, I started my own business on personal finances. As being an entrepreneur, you actually need to learn how to set up goals and how to achieve them. So I studied that topic in detail. And by the time the autism entered into my life, I was in the habit of writing down my goals and checking them and reading them at least once a week. At that time, it never crossed my mind that I can apply this knowledge to achieve my son's cure. It happened actually during my business meeting with my mentor and coach on the semi-annual review of my business situation. The reason I had this meeting is that I wanted to streamline my strategies and to pick up on the lost motivation because I was so exhausted and frustrated with my son's diagnosis that really not a lot of energy left in me to deal with my business. So we sit down and start talking about the status and where I was and where I wanted to be, say, in 6 months or a year. And the more we talk, the more frustrated I become because I realize that it's really not something that I want to spend a lot of energy and time on. And my coach finally asked me a question. He said, what it is you really want? What it is you really want to achieve in your business? And I thought about it for a minute, and then I started talking about what I thought he wanted to hear from me. Oh, I want to achieve this level at this time, and I want to make that much money by that date. And then he looked at me and he said, you have no energy in your voice and in your eyes. Like there's no drive, there's no motivation. Are you sure you really want that? And I just burst into tears and I said, no, that's not what I want. What I want is for my son not to be autistic anymore. Nothing, nada, like it never happened. That's what I want. So I looked at him in defense because I thought that he's going to critique me because that goal has nothing to do with my business. But in fact, he looked at me and he said, wow, that's an awesome goal. Why wouldn't you write it down and concentrate on it? It dawned at me at this moment that actually I never considered that wish as a goal. And the reason being is that I believed that autism is non-curable, so I never believed it is possible. However, ever since, I started my list of the goals with this one as a number 1. Later on, I broke it down to the smaller sub-steps or sub-goals, I would say. Like, for example, I wanted my son to use language more in his descriptions. I wanted him to use at least 10 sentences deep into the conversation. I wanted him to learn play skills. I wanted him to be able to make friends at the playground. Also at that time, I found a picture in a magazine of a woman sitting at a table and talking to her son, and they both were really into that conversation and both were really enjoying it, and it was so obvious from their faces. So I clipped out that picture and I put it in my notebook, and I checked it out often because so many times I visualized myself being on that woman's place and having meaningful conversation with my son. I also found that by that time, our journey to cure took a major turn. Things started happening just out of nowhere. I was meeting the right people. The new treatments were coming up. The new information was just popping up at me on the internet without even me looking for it. Also, having those goals written down and checking them regularly helped me streamline the course that my son's therapy team was taking on. Therefore, your first step that I will suggest you take is write down that goal. Don't be afraid, just write it down. Just say, I want my son or daughter to be cured of autism by his or her age of whatever that is. 6 years, 10 years, 12 years, whatever you feel is achievable. Don't really get fixated on that timeline, because at this moment it's hard for you to predict when it will happen. What I want for you to do is to write that down and let yourself feel happy about it. Later on, you will break it down to the smaller steps, or how they say now, you will back engineer it. Right now, it's hard for you to predict what those little stepping stones will be. And don't worry about that. Just make a first step, write that goal, and believe into this. Because I know autism is treatable and it is curable. I hope you found this video useful, and I welcome your comments. I encourage you to sign up to our free newsletter, and you can do it at our website, www.theprojectopenwindow.com. Please stay tuned for more videos. It was Natasha Zudina, the founder of the Project Open Window.